Hello, fellow disc golf enthusiasts from around the world, and welcome back to MDG Media, the one-stop shop for European disc golf coverage, some of the best in the world. This is Round 1 Back 9 FPO feature card coverage of the 2025 Ale Open near Gothenburg, Sweden. An incredible course, we have an incredible card, an incredible commentary lineup. I'm Connor Wodd, and with me, Mr. Maxime Tanghe.
That's me, and we are super stoked to be witnessing the back nine. We had amazing disc golf action on the first 9 holes, so we can't be more stoked than we are right now.
There is no doubt. As we take a look at the standings, Kristin Lätt, currently our front runner at 3 under through the front 9. Julia Fors, young up-and-coming Swedish player, in second place for our feature card. Some players in the field are ahead of her, but with more holes played already, Silva and Ida both sitting at even through the front 9. And a lot of up and down as you see those scorecards, a lot of different colors, not many pars in play. We kick off our back 9 here on hole 10. A 100-meter slightly uphill par 3 with left and right OB the entire way. It funnels and narrows as you get up to the green. The inbounds get skinnier and skinnier. On the right side of the green, it opens up a little bit if you want to try the flex for the right-handed backhand player. But ultimately, you want to pump one up into this tree line and try to avoid getting a skip left or right.
You're right, just careful with the OB on the left side, and this is exactly where Kristin is going towards too. It's all good, nothing too bad on Kristin's side.
And I will say one note about the left side OB, it's so close to the stone wall that often shots that skip OB come back off the rock wall inbound, so it's actually quite hard unless you go over that wall to be OB. Ida taking advantage of that right side opening up on the green. She is up there for a long look.
Wow, what a rip again. She can miss those gardens. Wow. Just in the circle. Great rip. Flex shot, slightly turning. She's always coming back to the umbrella with Mr. Daddy. Looks very cute.
Silva a touch low as well. Being uphill the whole way, it's very easy to do that. If you were throwing that shot on flat ground, she would have the distance. It just requires a little bit more height to get the same amount on this sort of hole. We will go to Kristin first on the left side fairway. She's going to have a low ceiling, large but existing gap that she'll need to hit. And I think shaping the forehand is the most natural shape here. And well done, well executed, just stress-free upshot.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Beautiful putt. That's exactly what we are looking for when she's coming to the green. Great start to the back 9.
And the gallery as well, they love it. Silva delivering on her reputation there. We get another look from the catch cam angle, a soft anhyzer spin. It has the height, the pace, and dead on the pole, dropping out of the sky. You cannot be more aligned to the chains than that. Ida with an uphill look from the right side green. There is OB behind, but it is not in her head. She is also a smooth operator here on the green of 10. Very nice putt. Very nice putts, both from Silva and Ida there. Julia, do you think she feels the pressure here, Max, with 2 big makes?
Possibly. Yeah, slightly early. Good height, not too bad. 4 meters comebacker. Probably scares me more than her. Good comeback. Still 1 down, and Kristin for the par.
As we see Silva and Ida now at 1 under, tying Julia. Currently tied 4th relative to the field. Kristin still holding that solo lead position. Going into hole 11, this 84-meter par 3 has a left to right shape. Initially, you need some straight flight, and then you have quite a steep rightwards turn. So it shapes most perfectly, let's say, for the backhand turnover. The forehand hyzer is of course accessible, but most often leaves you edge of circle. The backhand turnover with a late fade back to the left is the truest way to pierce all the way to the green, and averaging 3.11. This is a gettable birdie, but of course a tree kick can give you lots of trouble. We will see Ida up first. She is really comfortable on these backhand turnover shots.
Deep. Okay, catching some trees. It's all good. She's just outside the circle. She's going to be 12, 13 meters. One tree in the way.
And it's a very common landing zone, just edge of circle short. Silva gets one of those kicks, but seems to have sit down in a reasonable position to save the par. I think just a jump putt around those trees. Kristin going for the forehand. We see quite a sharp disc despite the 84 meters. The driver plays nice here for the forehand. For the additional ground play it will give, but slightly early release, and she kicks to the right. She will need to be a little bit lucky on the outcome to have an open look. She might have to craft a thin line through those woods. You see Julia opting for the backhand.
I like this. Inside the circle. 7-8 meters incoming to go 2 down. Best drive of the group. And let's see if Kristin is able to scramble her way to the green.
Wow.
Perfectly done.
I did not expect her to take that backdoor entrance to the green. I would have expected something out to the left rather than the right, but she did it very well. Just as mentioned, Silva with a jump putt to get out of the rough onto the green. Both of them will have tap-in threes. We have a few birdie chances. Ida up first.
Yeah, not perfect. Slightly low. And now Julia. So easy looking. Dead center, 2 down, lonely birdie on hole 11. Showing the local knowledge.
Ida very smooth on the cleanup there, as we will likely see the same from both Kristin and Silva. The young Julia gets a stroke on the feature card here. Hole 11 feels like it's right there, but a surprising amount of times top players are not getting the birdie. It's interesting.
I think you're not too mad if you don't take the birdie on this one. You're happy if you take it, as usual. But not too bad. It's a hard gap, hard tunnel shot. As you were describing, let's go on hole 12. 2 options on this one.
You mentioned tunnel shot. You can go left or right tunnel to this center connection point where the 2 opportunities come to meet. You then have a straight long shot navigating through these trees. You can go wide hyzer on the right around them. You can push straight into a sort of hyzer flip to late fade shot here as the drone flies. And you have one of the most dangerous greens here on the course. It's already difficult to get there in 2 shots, but once you get here, the stress is not over. There's a steep slope behind the pin, and on all sides, some form of slope, slightly elevated for pretty much every putt. Julia will kick us off. I like the width, I like the hyzer, and that's just a perfect placement shot. Ideal.
Okay. Looked pretty easy with the rain.
Ida has this flipped up a little bit. She'll need to fade soon and does not find it in time. I think correct stability or even nose angle to ensure the full hyzer shape is quite important there.
And I like this line better. It's a bit more open if you are able to hit it the proper way. She's just hitting quite nicely one of the late gardens on the left side. She's not too badly located, let's say. She's gonna be able to play for the par, not too hardly. And Kristin now seems a bit deep. This is the common mistake on this right side. It's so easy to hit those back trees. How would you call them?
I think you nailed it. Those back trees giving a little bit of trouble there. Ida, pinched on the angle, is going to need to force this flex, and beautiful turnover using the full width of the fairway, solid distance. She'll be left with just a short chip shot into the green. Kristin here, similarly left to right shape shot, but you can see even more pinched. And she too pushes that width really close. That could have been from one side rough to the other side rough, but she looks to have gotten out free. I think she's still probably 100 meters from the green.
Yeah, and you really want to be as close as possible to the basket, as the green is very tricky. And look at that. So this is gonna bring some decision-making situation for Julia. I guess with that green and with the 15-16 meters, she's gonna lay up, and we see Silva struggling on that left side. Very early kick. That's gonna, yeah, make the par really hard to get. Ooh, what?
I think she had just an awkward swing, but that's important that she does not enter those woods. She'll have just also a jump putt to the green from there. We go to Kristin. This is a critical shot for her. If she wants to save par, she'll need to put this close.
This looks very nice.
And if it can just settle on the front side, that is perfect. Almost every throw I've seen that hits the backside rolls away long. It's just the way the disc comes in on an angle. You have to hit the front of that hill if you want it to reliably stick. This is going to be critical for Ida as well.
Ooh. Weird release, unfortunately, for Ida. Very early.
We see the rain coming down. A lot of towels were in use this round today. Here in round one, grip is certainly an issue. And Silva, I love the flex there to land it flat on the hill. Nothing crazy.
Lots of towels in the dryer here. Lots of players in the house. Very wet day on this beautiful Friday. And a good upshot for Ida. For the bogey.
And these are some of the scariest short putts you can have on the course. Julia has shown a lot of patience and really smartly, I think, lays that up. Despite having the only real birdie look of her card, says, I'm going to lock in my 4 here on a very difficult hole. Kristin, solid par save considering her first and second shots were maybe not ideal. The third was enough as well, along with the 4th putt, to save her par.
One great throw can recover 2, let's say, bad shots.
Mediocre, but you know, it's enough. She's in the fairway, she's playing, she takes her par. Ida, for example, who threw also not the best drive. The bogey can come very quickly. Had the second mistake on the upshot, but this hole is certainly one where you walk away with the 4. You are absolutely all right with that. We see the standings here. Some of the rest of the field also in play along our feature card. Anniken Christiansen Steen pushing that second place.
Thank you, Disc Golf Pro Tour, to come here in Europe and to bring some action and some US pros. We are quite grateful for the opportunity. Let's head on to hole 13, par 5.
And we are grateful to see the best in the world face this brutal par 5, 287 meters through the woods the entire way. The first shot into the clearing, you then navigate this winding tunnel. There is no OB to speak of, but natural rough everywhere. What will get you often most safely to the green is just controlled placement shot, up the way. The moment that you pull out that driver, the moment you try to get a little bit greedy here is when this hole tends to punish you. What we're going to want to see is discs that land flat. You want to avoid particularly large skips. On this first one, I think the driver plays nicely because you want to ensure you have an entrance into the tunnel. But once you're there, I mean, even Julia has enough touch with the driver to land perfectly flat.
Yeah,
no
that's
problem.
2 straight shots. You don't have to take too many risks on this hole. You have 2 major turns. the first 90 degrees, the second 45. You can go straight and then attack from the second turn the basket. It's pretty common, and she's quite, lucky to go through those branches on this one. She's gonna be far from the tunnel entrance, so not super easy second shot incoming for Kristin. There is also that slope from right to left, so not easy for the righty backhand. Oh, beautiful kick.
That will help her a lot. That has put her into the prime position to get down the tunnel on the next one. We see Julia in the back, I believe, eating dried mango. One of my favorite disc golf snacks. I see that wherever it is. I lock into those good snacks.
Dried mango?
Of course, #1 disc golf snack. You didn't know.
I will go for dried apricot.
Oi, one of those guys. Also a good choice, Max.
As we just saw, Silva struggling on the drive again, unfortunately. Late release. But quite a fortunate kick again.
Wow, look at this shape, though.
Oh my god.
From Silva.
Sad we don't have the catch cam angle.
And she was totally out of position, but with that long, perfect-looking Anheuser from at least our angle, if that just held to the right the whole way, she may have recovered from the inoptimal first shot to give herself a good spot.
This is so good. So this is short of the second turn, but she's going to be able to attack the green from around 100 meters from where she landed. And as you are seeing, you need that turn to fight the slope, and this is perfection.
And she smoked that. That was almost a distance line. High left, slow turn, beautiful long Anheuser flight, late fade to flat, forwards pushing the entire way. That is angle control right there. In the woods, 100+ meter shot, perfect landing spot. So impressive.
She can stop school and go to the States, bro. Maybe not the best advice.
You can talk with her dad, her caddy there to
I'm so stupid saying this.
Encourage that life path.
But yeah, go for this golf, Julia. You deserve it. You have it. And Ida on the right side.
Silva with a tight angle looks to have skipped in time. The claps from the gallery kind of confirm it. I think she's in the fairway. There's a big pine tree that sort of can catch those slightly errant third shots out of place. Kristin,
come on,
heading straight towards that pine. And I think she hit it actually, slowed down a little bit. It looks like it ran out of some of its flight there.
Yeah, and probably a bit more than 100 meters, as I expected after the second throw. She's definitely in position to go for an easy par if she manages to make the right upshot. Let's see Julia. So she's left. You can see the angle is not the easiest. This needs to go left, and this is again very nice controlled. Very nicely controlled. Wow.
That is in the circle for a birdie putt, Max. Just 9 meters on a 287 meter winding wooded par 5. She has thrown 3 effectively perfect shots to get herself in the circle for birdie. We go to Silva now. On the right side, she's going to be pushing more of a straight shot that challenges these late trees, and just at circle's edge, a very common landing zone there. To really get past that final gap, you need a very good position and a little bit of luck. Ida with a similar shot to Silva, but closer to the green, I think has disked down a touch. Good to filter through. That's closer than it looks from this angle. I think she's 7-8 meters from the basket.
Slightly scary putt, as it's going to be downhill. You don't want to miss the chains, but you don't have to think about that either. I'm just... You know what? Let's talk about...
You're just scared of putting, Max. I think it's well known at this point.
We know about that. Everybody starts to know.
One person who is not scared of putting here. We go to Silva.
Come on. Deserved so much better. Dead center, just slightly too high. She had a couple ones like that throughout the entire round. Come on. Oh, I love this. Come on. Great catch. Slightly too much on the right side, but stays inside the cage. Great save from Ida.
Great par save, great risk management earlier with the short pitch out from the right side. She says, hey, I'm going to play for my par. I know I can get it with this third shot being a slightly shorter one.
No.
Oi, 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 the slippery disc through the chains out on the left. That was very close to going in. And I love to see, even on a missed putt, the smiles and fist bump with the caddy. That's totally the right attitude mentally to be at. It could be very easy for you to beat yourself up over that missed birdie putt. But I think she knew there was a lot of good ingredients. 3, 2, 1. I thought we have the battle putt. Maybe not advisable on the Disc Golf Pro Tour, but...
Well, I'm so happy to see, because we have two super young ladies in this group, and we have both of them having their dad, I'm pretty sure, on the caddying duty, which is so cool. When we are discussing about disc golf and development, what can you bring to the table when you sell this sport is also the relationship, you know, inside the family between dad, parents, mom, and the children. And I think we are just witnessing something great in front of our eyes.
Bring the grandparents to the disc golf course. Why not? They will have to play this 109-meter par 3 through a tight gap down the hill the entire way. Once you arrive at the green, you even have this slightly elevated basket with the drop-off behind it and OB beyond that. This is a hole where the priority is to hit the initial gap. Once you get up there, if you're close to the green, that's a bonus. She makes the gap look absolutely huge.
Wow. She's keeping impressing us throughout the entire round. I'm so impressed by this 13-year-old. And Kristin, early kick left side. It's not that uncommon to hit those trees. It's so tight. As you were saying, it's the main thing on this hole. Same problem for Ida.
That gap may look big on camera to you, but when you stand on this tee pad and the rain is pouring and your grip is non-existent, hitting this gap is, as you see, even for the best in the world, not the easiest task. And this is now a very difficult par save for both Ida and Silva. They're going to have to navigate probably around 90 meters of wooded, sloping fairway.
Okay, back door. It's nice to be out from there and just having a 30-35 meters up shot. Downhill, she should be able to jump it and ensure an easy bogey. Or not too stressful bogey, let's say. This hole is, I won't say scary, but you just need to find a way to think about that gap, think about the basket. You are able to go straight with your discs. You are doing it 100 times a practice, let's say. It's just a matter of nerves. And also here the problem is the rain, as you were mentioning. So hard.
Yeah, to get this tee shot to a putting position requires so many things to go right on hole 14. The 3 is a very common score here because the majority of shots, good or bad off the tee, you normally just lay it up anyway with the dangerous green. Kristin has left herself some distance. Looking down the hill, will still have some work left. Not the most comfortable putt for par. Ida scrambling from the right side. This is her third throw now, so looking to save the bogey, and she's done very well to get herself 5 to 7 meters out.
We were talking about the green of hole 12. This green is probably the second scariest. Stop. But we are never scared for Silva.
And just over that log is OB. She has really given herself some extra trouble there. The unfortunate roll, not really. Obviously, she aired the basket. She went past it, but that additional curl behind the trees will make her life significantly harder here on this comeback putt.
And very smart play. Hard to catch on the screen from Julia. But she is parked for an easy par. Another good wisdom play from Julia, and Silva not able to save the bogey, unfortunately. Wow, this is confidence.
Ida very smooth off the tee and on the green. I think very well-rounded player, has all the tools. Looking forward to seeing her more throughout this year, seeing how she can perform on the Pro Tour. Kristin in for her par there. As you see, her back nine has so far been just a par streak. no birdies or bogeys yet, and I think that can be quite common on this course.
We mentioned it. Take your time. She has 4 holes incoming, and there is, I think, 4 birdie possibilities. 16 can be tricky. But with 1 or 2 extra birdies, it's going to be a very solid round for Kristin, as it is for Julia. Let's head on to another par 5 for the FPO division.
Par 5, hole 15, 180 meters, but plays significantly longer than that due to the uphill the entire way. The first half of the fairway is slightly uphill. The second half of the fairway is significantly uphill. You want to keep your disc straight and flat on the first shot, on the second and third as well. You need to fight your way up this hill, get to this green that then begins to plateau out into the flat open. It's very common for players to end up just a little bit shy of the green on your upshot, just because of the way it shapes with both the slope and that late right to left. But I think very attackable hole for our feature card here.
I'm interested to see the difference regarding the game plan between the FPO and MPO division on this one, because I feel like Kristin with a good shot
could eagle
of the
this.
tee can eagle this.
Yeah.
Not easily, but it's manageable.
And she's going forehand. It does make sense, but she's going to have a slightly smaller gap than the backhand flex. She's hit it perfectly. But I think also, of course, throwing a driver that was fairly conservative in its shape. Almost a pure hyzer, flipped up for a moment, a soft flex. But I don't think Kristin is playing for anything crazy here.
Nah, that's exactly right. Just going for the birdie. She doesn't need to go crazy. Ida is out.
It's a good result to go out the back of that tree. That makes a huge difference. She now has an open look up the hill. We go to Silva. She's had a tough streak of holes. If you look at that scorecard, the last 3 has played +4 for her. And that drive, I think, just a little bit out of sorts here. You can see she's unhappy with it, understandably so. She is already scrambling here again.
She looks frustrated. We can understand with two bogeys and a double on the last 3 holes. This is a good recovery shot. She passed this big rock in the middle, meaning she's higher and leveled, almost leveled with the basket. It's gonna be a birdie possibility for Silva. Ida now. Again, kissing the right side. She's gonna have a possibility to attack the green from there, I'm pretty sure. Not too deep.
Kristin slightly overturned, but the
She can
distance is
reach.
right there. That's 30 meters, maximum 40 to the pin. A little bit more height, and she would be putting. I think she'll just simply lay that one up, but
She could gain a couple meters on the first shot.
Yeah.
She doesn't really need it. That's
she could
not
on
what I'm
both
saying, but
add a
she
little
could.
bit more,
Yeah.
yes. True.
Without too much trouble. It's a 180 meter shot. It's uphill on the second shot, but I'm sure 100% she can make it.
I would say it probably plays in feeling 220, maybe 230.
You'd
But
say?
still, that's within Kristin's range. I
As
like-
we were mentioning, it feels like she has even more distance than she used to have in the past. So she has all she needs to go for those par 5s, and a great approach from Julia.
Spikes that one in to the crowd's delight. Ida looking to shape a forehand flex here. Just gets past that tree. Late fade. It's a touch short, but that is within her range. She's shown to be comfortable on the green. I think there's a decent chance that she can put that one in. We go now to Kristin to break the par streak. She's looking to put this close.
Yes, it's in her range also. Decent shot, not great. Wow.
So smooth. Ida, Emilie, Nesse. Amazing shot there. Amazing putt to clean it up. Everything
I
she
like the
needs.
pace. I like the pace. It's
Yep.
slow. There is not too much risk of going far if she misses the chain.
But it had all the power to smash chains
Exactly.
still. Absolutely.
Beautiful. As Silva is taking a birdie to recover 1 stroke.
And good birdie after the slightly errant drive from Silva, the bounce back as well from the previous hole. That's an important one for the score and for the mindset for Silva. A bit of a nervy putt for Kristin, who just saw Ida and Silva make longer putts, perhaps. Maybe aware of the score. I feel like Kristin has been a little bit off on some throws and putts today that maybe we don't see so commonly from her. But it's the conditions, it's the first round of an Elite Series tournament. Disc golf is not easy.
Especially in those conditions.
OTB is very specific on how they list the disc because they want you to like the disc.
Virtually in your hand tells you what the disc is going to feel like, how heavy it's going to be. It's everything you want to know before it shows up to your house.
Not just marketing.
It's only the best.
And thanks OTB for being part of this event and being part of the Arley Disc Golf Center. It's beautiful what's going on here. You can check out the interview of Danny Corbett on our channel on YouTube right now if you want to understand what's going on. Hole 16.
This is an awesome hole, a 120-meter downhill par 3, significantly downhill with this winding sort of S shape. You want a long Anheuser backhand that fades late back to the left to get into the circle. It is very touchy. You need to manage the distance of the early gap. You need to manage your turnover angle throughout the entire flight. You cannot really make any small mistake and get away with a good shot on this hole. You need to have all the ingredients correct in order to get cleanly through to the green. And we see from Julia the initial turn.
Too deep. Hitting probably hitting the back. How do you call this exactly?
Tree line.
Back wall, tree line, tree line, exactly. That's the trick on this hole. That's the hard thing to do. And this is a safe play to me. It's very and almost impossible to reach the green with the forehand.
Yeah, I would agree. Unless you have some crazy power, the forehand is not getting you to the green. But of course, on a left to right shape, it's maybe natural, let's say, to think about the forehand. But because you need that late flex back, the backhand is really the only way to get close. Silva has done well. It was just a little bit low, a touch more glide, and it would have gone a long more way. Kristin also going forehand. She has great power on that, but this is still not the line to get into the circle. I think also just playing for the par. She has been still on this par streak. We expected on the previous hole that maybe she had some sort of chance for the birdie, but on the missed putt, she is continuing the streak of 3s and 4s. We see her upshot here now to maintain the par streak. Soft Anheuser slides on up. She's left herself 9 or so meters. I will say I had a very similar putt and it was quite windy on this day. You might not see it here exactly now, but between the wind and the rain, you'd rather be closer for your par save. Silva for birdie.
With our good friend on the caddying duty, Jenny Karpinen, supporting her friend, and yeah, nothing crazy about this one.
It's a classic Silva run. She's going high, she's going long, she's not laying these things up. Ida as well would like to make it happen.
Ooh, beautiful run.
A tickle, just a tickle of chains for Ida.
She seems comfortable with the putting stroke on this round, and voila. Kristin correcting what she failed to manage on the previous one, let's say, for 7th par in a row.
I feel like there was never a doubt Kristin was taking the par. I expect on the next hole probably the same. I don't want to count out her birdie play, but as we mentioned, Max, picking your spots is critical here. Taking your pars when you can is very important at the Ale White course, and you pick up the birdies when they're available. You don't force them here. It will not come nicely to you if you try to force the birdies. Ida almost managed to catch that long putt earlier, but now coming back for the 4. That's the danger of the layup, is that if you miss the putt, then you took the stroke already to lay up. Par is out of play. We move on to 17, a 90-meter par 3, also slightly uphill, also wooded, another tunnel shot. You want a straight shot that has a soft fade to the left, but only really at the end. It's effectively a long hyzer shape, and there's not that much danger. You don't have any OB to speak of. If you go out left, you still have big enough gaps to give yourself a look. This is just about managing your speed, managing how soon or how late you fade. I think for a lot of players, it will be a hard-thrown fairway driver, maybe a distance given the uphill. We see Julia up first.
I love this hole,
This is an amazing hole.
as almost every hole on this course. But voila, we have Julia Force with another birdie opportunity. 9 meters, slightly uphill, slightly short.
But showing exactly how to throw this shot.
Exactly, straight to stable disc. Hit your line, natural danger, nothing. Yeah, nothing about OBs or whatever. That's why I like this hole. And Silva is really struggling on the throwing today, unfortunately. Probably the rain, and Kristin with a great drive.
And I think that will break her par streak finally. I spoke too soon on 16. That is a very well executed tee shot. We see Ida using a little bit more height and a little bit more understability. Gets a very nice glide and push. Just a late fade, exactly as the hole requires. Great poise from Ida off the tee and on the green. Kristin and Ida sharing a very same sentiment here, that the par streaks can come very naturally.
Yeah, Silva with a par coming.
Julia to get herself to 4 under.
Airball right. First time that we see that. But she went for it. Good height. Nice. It did not spread to Ida. Good putt, back to even. And the back 9 scorecard looks like the front 9 scorecard. Following a trend.
And it's so funny in comparison, if you look at Kristin's compared to Ida's, I believe their net is the same, but they got there in very different ways. Kristin now getting that 1 stroke under on the back 9 to reach 4 under total. It's exactly a representation of how this course plays. You can birdie, bogey, birdie, bogey. You can par streak. It's really about risk management, decision making, disc choice.
Not rushing it. Another par for Silva, +2 on the round. She won't be happy back at the HQ, but she can manage to take a last birdie on this beautiful finisher hole, 18 par 4.
This is a fun hole to finish on. You have this open drive into the field. You want to throw as far as you can effectively. There is a point where you reach a hazard that helps over towards the island green, but I think for most players you can rip your driver comfortably on hyzer, get out to the left, and then have this open look. This green is no more than about 12-13 meters at its largest point from the basket, which means that you need to be fairly precise, but it's big enough to be forgiving. You can air it in, you can skip it in. You just want to make sure to get in there, because outside the island is hazard. It will remove your par play from possibility. We go to Kristin up first.
So first drive, as much distance as you can. Not too much to avoid that hazard area you were mentioning. And I'd say there is a lot of wind coming into play on this second shot. It's very swirly in this area of the course. This is looking good. That's gonna drift a bit too much left. Maybe a bit more distance to the green for Ida, but nothing major.
And I think that's totally the mistake. Being too far right will pinch your angle to the green. You mentioned it, the more left you go, the more distance you have, but it also opens up your angle way more. So you lean to the left side, you're okay with some fade.
And the distance is also very fair. Hole 18 is a very satisfying hole as it is downhill all the way, but definitely not the hardest finisher.
And this is not fantastic in terms of position, but that late skip will do wonders. That actually might be perfect. It
She's
looked
okay.
in danger. 2 meters to the right of where she is, she's not happy.
Yes, exactly. I think she's going to be able to attack with a hyzer. I'm not sure 100%. But with the wind, you don't want to have that straight shot approach. I'd say you like this comfortable, exactly, straight to stable. Ooh, jumping over the log. But that slight hyzer shot is probably the easiest to manage. As you're seeing, Julia also very left, opens up the angle. She's going straight at it.
Smooth delivery into the island green for Julia. She will have her birdie putt available to end the round at 4 under. And I think what a relief here after such a round on such a stage for her to just be on that island on the last hole. An incredible feeling.
And
Kristin
look at the
now.
crowd. Don't forget that there is a huge crowd. I'm so impressed by the pressure management from Julia throughout the entire round again. Playing with Kristin, playing with Silva, crowd, home course, rain. So many things to think about. Oh my God. This was close also. She's smiling.
The rare Silva Saarinen smile. She appreciates having made it. We go to Ida up first, sitting at even. This could get her to 1 under. And she slips off the side, will be left with a short putt, ending her round likely at even. Still a very respectable score that is keeping her in the mix without a doubt. We go now to Silva. Looks to be just inside the circle, probably around 8 meters.
I feel like it's just symbolizing how her round went. Just a lot of putts hitting. Yeah, it could have been very different, and this is so good.
Listen to those cheers. Absolutely awesome viewing location from the OTB shop. You can be on the roof, you can be on the ground, you can be in the MDG tent right there on the side. We see Kristin tapping in her putt there as well, retaining her solo lead position at 5 under for the round, breaking the par streak of her back nine on 17 and 18 to get those additional strokes. Ida as well. What an exciting round one to kick off the 2025 Ale Open. Max, what are your thoughts?
Oh, this was very entertaining. Julia is playing her best round ever. So, you know, it's a 990 and plus rated round. There is an interview on Instagram if you want to hear about her thoughts. But this is huge. This is so solid. And Kristin, as we were saying, nothing too crazy. 5 down, control. Yeah, showing the experience she gained throughout the years. Interesting.
Both Julia and Kristin getting out bogey-free on that back nine. That alone is an impressive feat here. That is 18 holes in the books. 2 rounds remaining here at the 2025 Ale Open. You can support MDG Media with a like, a comment, subscribe. We just hit 50K. We appreciate the love and support from all of you. Make sure to keep it up, and we will catch you over in round 2 of the 2025 Ale Open. Ciao, Max.
Thank you, guys.